Hello, everyone. My name is Grace Helmcke. I am the Volunteer and Events Coordinator for Mary's Place Bellevue and North Shore. I have been at Mary's Place for just over a year and a half. I started in December 2021 when we opened our Bellevue Family Center. So, the volunteer team at Mary's Place works to provide community members with opportunities to engage with our mission in a hands on capacity. So, that can mean anything from like a corporate group coming in to do a landscaping event to community members coming in to serve meals every night. So, specifically, what I do at Mary's Place Bellevue and North Shore is I coordinate and run the volunteer schedule, whatever that may mean for a particular week. So we have some weekly volunteer opportunities. For example, meal service we have as an opportunity every single day for lunch and dinner at our Bellevue site. And then we'll also have one-off events like a deep clean or landscaping, or I also run in-shelter events. So things like back to school celebrations or even smaller events like a flower arranging class. That one specifically stood out quite a bit. We actually had one of our wonderful donors, who is also a florist, come and teach a flower arranging class for a couple months. And the level of peace and joy that was in the room when everyone just got together and was able to make a bouquet of flowers was so palpable. It's hard to describe it. Almost, it was the most beautiful space. Being a place of safety for families to fully become comfortable and feel safe to explore housing options going forward. It's amazing to watch families seek housing. It's horrible that it's so necessary for so many families in our shelter, but they are the driving force behind seeking new sustainable housing for their own families. I think what is the best and most rewarding part about my job and about the team's job here is that we get to be that space where they can kind of unwind and unpack whatever they need to unpack so that they can go on that journey in their own time and in a way that works for them. And watching trust slowly get built is it's a really humbling process that I feel really blessed to bear witness to. I think the biggest thing I've learned, and this has been a journey of learning my entire time working in sort of the social services field, because it's something that I kind of pivoted into, is just that the reasons that I thought that families or even individuals might become homeless are just a teeny tiny fraction of what actually exists in terms of the reasons a family might become homeless. And so I think what has also been very sobering to come to understand is that many of these families are very, very similar to the family that I grew up in. And it's humbling to understand that the reason my family did not become homeless is not because of anything we actively did, but because we had the fortune of not having someone develop a life-threatening illness and needing to pay massive medical bills instead of, paying for rent or paying for other necessary things, having to make that impossible decision, or, not having to flee our home due to imminent violence or imminent danger. It's really shown me that this problem must be solved at a structural level and not just an individual one. There are several different reasons why volunteering is important and why we really value our volunteers at Mary's Place. Volunteers are able to create that space, what I was talking about earlier in terms of creating that safe space for folks to sort of unpack and begin to kind of trust again. It helps with the bandwidth of staff who work so incredibly hard. Our site staff, I have to give them a shout out, are really just the most incredible people that I have ever seen. And they're the reason my job works. I think that at its best, volunteers and site staff are able to work together to make sure our guests have the safest and most enriching experience they can at Mary's Place while they seek new housing. And so the site staff is incredible, and also our volunteers are incredible. I'm very grateful to everyone who gives their time to support our mission.